Beginning, the worst first contact in human history. The official first contact protocol of Earth was 1,214 pages long. Captain Noah Reyes violated it in 6 seconds. He didn't mean to. He had been awake for 30 hours, half-starved, dehydrated, and floating inside an escape pod that smelled like burnt plastic and regret. The survey cruiser Astria had exploded 2 days earlier after miscalculating a gravity shear near an uncharted binary dwarf system. He should have died with the ship. Instead, the pod drifted. No stars moved. No signals answered. No hope existed. Until the sky blinked. Space didn't open, it rearranged. Stars shifted positions like someone corrected a drawing. Darkness folded inward, revealing a structure so massive his brain rejected the scale. It wasn't a ship. It wasn't a station. It was architecture. Smooth curves kilometers wide intersected in angles that defied engineering logic. Surfaces flowed like liquid glass, but held shape. Light moved across it like thoughts instead of illumination. His pod gently halted. Not by collision. By permission. A beam of pale gold surrounded the capsule, and suddenly his dead navigation console displayed a message in perfect English. Do not panic. Noah stared at it for a long time. Then he laughed hysterically. Yeah, he croaked. Bit late for that. The pod opened without depressurization. Air flowed in, warm, breathable, carrying a faint scent of rain. He stumbled out into a vast chamber that had no visible walls, just horizons curving upward into infinity. Gravity existed only where he stepped. And waiting there, the alien. Tall, but not towering. Slender, but not fragile. Skin like translucent porcelain containing drifting starlight. No mouth, yet expression existed. For eyes arranged vertically, glowing softly. It studied him with quiet curiosity. Noah's training tried to surface. Diplomacy, posture, tone, but exhaustion won. He waved weakly. Hi, he said. Silence. He rubbed his face. Okay, I come in peace. Still silence. He swayed slightly from dizziness. Well, he muttered. Guess we're married now. The alien's eyes brightened. The chamber trembled, and the stars outside rearranged again. The translation catastrophe. A harmonic tone filled the air, not heard but understood. Vow accepted. Binding union recognized. Noah blinked. What? Across the chamber, structures began forming, flowing out of the floor, elegant arches spiraling upward. Constellations shifted into symmetrical patterns. Somewhere distant, colossal mechanisms awakened. The alien stepped closer. Life mate confirmed. Noah's heart stopped. Oh no. He held up his hands. No, that was a joke. Human humor. Ha. Funny. Not real marriage. The alien tilted its head. Deception during vow ceremony is culturally unlikely. I didn't know it was a ceremony. The alien reached forward and gently touched his forehead. His mind exploded into sensation. The bond. Memories not his own poured into him. Oceans beneath violet suns, cities grown from crystal forests, beings communicating through shared perception rather than speech. This species didn't have contracts. They had resonance. When two individuals verbally acknowledged partnership in the presence of a witness structure, this ship, reality itself, recorded it. To them, marriage wasn't symbolic. It was physical law. He felt a thread form between them, not control, connection. He could sense her emotional state, calm curiosity, and something like warmth. Oh, that's bad, he whispered, because she could feel him too. His panic, embarrassment, and absolute terror echoed into her. She paused. You experience distress. Union is meant to provide stability. I accidentally proposed to a space goddess, he said weakly. Distress is expected. She processed that. You may terminate union after mutual lifespan completion. How long do you live? Approximately 9,000 of your years. Noah closed his eyes. I'm going to need water. Middle, husband of the galactic emissary. Her name, translated imperfectly, was Alienwarrior of continuity. She wasn't royalty. She was worse. She was a diplomatic node, an individual tasked with meeting emerging civilizations and determining whether they were safe to join the interstellar network. And, according to her species law, he now held equal authority. Within hours, he learned the truth. This wasn't just a marriage. It was a co-evaluation bond. Two minds from different species permanently linked to judge compatibility. The witness structure, the ship, interpreted his joke as voluntary acceptance of responsibility. So Earth's first contact ambassador is me? Noah asked. Correct, life mate. I was a cargo pilot. You are now a representative sample of humanity. He groaned into his hands. Humanity is doomed. She observed him carefully. You consistently express self-criticism while attempting survival. This is statistically unique. Yeah, we call that anxiety. Over days, she showed him wonders. Gravity woven like fabric, matter printed from probability fields, memory stored in orbiting particles. And he showed her humanity. Music from his damaged tablet. Old comedy recordings. Pictures of street food. She found humor fascinating, illogical reactions creating emotional resilience. But the bond worked both ways. She felt loneliness for the first time. Not isolation. She had never been alone, but individuality. Her species lived in partial emotional synchronization. Privacy barely existed. Through him, she discovered silence inside thought. She treasured it. The problem with humans. Weeks passed before the truth emerged. They reached the edge of human-controlled space. Alienwarrior hesitated. Disclosure. Your species currently fails primary acceptance metric. He frowned. Which is? You harm yourselves at industrial scale despite resource sufficiency. Yeah. The network would reject Earth. Permanent quarantine. No travel. No contact. Hidden from galactic civilization for millennia. He clenched his fists. Can I change your vote? You are the other half of the decision. So we disagree? She turned toward him. I do not wish to disagree. The bond prioritizes consensus. For the first time, she sounded uncertain. The decision required emotional alignment. Both evaluators must reach the same conclusion. And the closer they grew, the harder disagreement became. He felt her compassion increasing. She felt his protective loyalty to humanity intensifying. The bond was changing them. The trial. To decide, the witness structure initiated final observation. They appeared above Earth, invisible but present, watching humanity for 30 days. They saw kindness, strangers rescuing strangers during storms. They saw cruelty, wars broadcast live. They saw love, grief, generosity, selfishness, contradiction layered endlessly. Alienwarrior struggled. Your species is both dangerous and precious. Welcome to the problem, he replied. On the final day, they watched a child share food with another child from a rival nation during a disaster evacuation. Alienwarrior felt the moment through Noah's emotional response, quiet pride. She whispered softly into his thoughts. You defend a species you know is flawed. Why? He took a long breath. Because improvement requires time and someone believing you deserve it. Silence lingered. The witness structure awaited their aligned decision. But they still differed. Until he felt her fear. Not of humanity, of losing him after the decision. Because once evaluation ended, the bond could dissolve. And she had grown attached to individuality. He realized something too. He didn't want to lose her presence, the calm understanding that never judged him. The marriage began as accident. It wasn't anymore. The moment everything changed. The witness structure requested final synchronization, the deepest level, complete emotional transparency. Normally, her species avoided it. Identity risked blending. They chose it anyway. Their thoughts merged without barrier. She felt human hope, irrational persistence. He felt her species' responsibility, protecting countless civilizations. Two logics reconciled. Humanity was dangerous because it was individual. But individuality also produced compassion spontaneously. Not programmed. Not guaranteed. Earned. They spoke together as one voice. Humanity is unfinished, therefore acceptable. The stars shifted. Decision accepted. Earth would not be quarantined. Ending. A marriage that wasn't a mistake. Orbit above Earth brightened as invisible gateways formed beyond human detection. For the first time, humanity unknowingly existed within a greater community. The witness structure prepared to depart. Alira stood beside Noah. The evaluation is complete. You may terminate the union if desired. He looked at her. Do you want to? She paused, experiencing choice fully for the first time. No. I prefer continued partnership. He smiled faintly. Yeah, me too. He scratched his head awkwardly. So, turns out the joke proposal worked out. Her eyes glowed warmer. Human humor is an efficient courtship strategy. They laughed, a shared emotion now natural rather than accidental. The structure moved away from Earth, carrying them toward the wider galaxy, not as ambassador and evaluator, but as partners. And somewhere in human space, a forgotten escape pod drifted silently, the place where the most important diplomatic agreement in history began with a tired man saying something stupid.